C Suburban. And I was driving, Mom was in the passenger seat, and we had all the others except Kara. She wasn't born yet. And they were all asleep in the back seats. And we were coming down the hill they call the gap between Page and Cameron, Arizona. And we're on that highway. We made it down the hill, and I'm scooting along pretty fast, probably 70. And I see taillights a mile ahead of me. And suddenly he hits his brakes. I can see about a mile ahead. And he pulls off to the right of the highway. So I think nothing of it. I keep heading towards Cameron. And the highway there is narrow, just one lane each way. And it's a steep drop off on the left. And I'm nearing that car that had pulled off to the right. I'm still going 65 or 70 because he's off to the right, just sitting there, no threat to me. Just as I'm there, he decides to pull right in front of me, make a U. I'm going 70, and he pulls right in front of me. I had no time to do anything. I ducked my head and screamed. I knew we were going to have a broadside collision with that car, which was right in front of me now. And I didn't have time to even hit the brakes. And nothing happened. Here I am like this, expecting this horrendous crash. And I open my eyes and that car's not there. I look in the rearview mirror, it's still straddled over the highway. It's like I went right through it or over it.
Wow.
And
It was behind you?
pardon?
Like it was still on the side of the road, or it was on the
No,
road?
it was still right in front of where I was. I was headed for it, and he pulled right in front of me just in time for me to smash him.
Right.
And it didn't happen. I don't know what kind of intervention there was, but we missed him. And I didn't swerve off the side because that was a canyon off to the side. But somehow our car either went through that car or over it. And it woke everybody up, and they were wondering why Daddy was screaming. That's happened to me numerous times. Numerous. And I did record one that happened when I was 10 years old on a bicycle. That was even more dramatic than that one. And I don't know exactly how I escaped that, but I've written it up. I might have told you that story once. We had a horseshoe driveway on our farm in Gilbert. And if this was Val Vista Drive, that went right by our farm. And we had a horseshoe drive that connected with Val Vista like that. And my dad had just died. and I had a lot of pent up energy. And I had a Hopalong Cassidy bicycle, a Schwinn.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to just see how many times I could go around that driveway out into Val Vista as fast as I could go. And I had made probably 100 circles around there. Not a single car came by. They seldom did on Val Vista. It's just a country farm road.
On Val Vista.
Yeah. It was concrete road, but only about as wide as from here to the covers.
Uh-huh.
Maybe a little wider. The only person I ever remember seeing drive by there was a gal named Alice Ermusby. She was the daughter of the sheep herder who lived about 2 miles south of us, and he always herded his sheep up into the White Mountains. She would drive by about once a day in her dad's, I think it was a Cadillac, as fast as that car would go.
Mm.
She would turn onto Val Vista at baseline. If this was baseline, she would turn, and we were a quarter of a mile down. So by the time she reached our driveway, she would be going 90 or 100, because she never went anywhere without floorboarding that Cadillac. And I was going around, hadn't seen a car at one. About the 100th revolution, I had to go up over the exit to Val Vista, had a culvert, and you went up, and that's what I was getting my kicks from, because it was like a ramp. I would sail off in midair out into the middle of Val Vista Drive on my bike, and I would hit and go around again and up off the ramp. Well, here I came about the 100th time, going as fast as I could go. I hit the ramp where the culvert made it go up, and out I started to Val Vista. In the corner of my eye, here came Alice in that Cadillac, going 100 miles an hour and just speeding up as she was going. And I hit that ramp, and instead of flying right in front of her, which I thought, there's no way, because the brakes don't work in midair. Instead of sailing out there, I was lifted straight up in the air, defying all the laws of gravity and inertia. And I came down with a crash. The bike came down on top of me, right on top of the culvert at the edge of Val Vista. I could have touched her car as it sped by 100 miles. I was that close to it.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't even notice me. She just kept going.
Wow.
But something picked that bike up. Instead of following the laws of inertia,
Yeah.
I just went straight up into the air. I could feel myself going up, and I thought, what in the world? And I went off the bicycle, and I went down faster than it did. It landed on top of me, bruised me up a little, but I was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I was so shaky I could hardly make it to the house. And I was afraid to tell my mom what had happened to us. I should have been killed.
Wow.